Hey everyone. In this episode, well, it's going to be a series of episodes, but we're going to talk about the root chakra and the sacral chakra. And this entire little guide, this little package that I'm creating for you guys is going to be centered around finding your divine, stepping into your divine authority, really reclaiming that power because it's something that I've been struggling with. And so I said, if I could give myself a 30-day kind of plan of trying to help myself break through some fears and blockages that I've had with, being seen, with, fear of judgment, with not feeling confident to speak my truth and share my gifts and abilities with the world. If I could work on that myself and get results from it, then how could I then turn it and give it to others to help them in their journey with it? So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm literally I'm I'm teaching as I'm learning, and you guys can go along on this journey with me as far as you'd like, or you can just, this will be for the Patreon people, but there'll also be short clips and bits of this posted on my YouTube for free, so people can also, get a dabble of it and decide if this is something that they are interested in or if this would be beneficial for them in the long run to invest in. So with that said, we're going to you have to bear with me. The way my mind works, I made notes for on my slideshow to kind of talk about. So if you see me doing this or like going in and out, it's because I'm trying to make sure that I talk about the meat and potatoes of it, but then also kind of give you my real world expertise and experiences with dealing with these kind of chakras. And if you have not already, you can check out my book, The New Earth Guidebook to Healing and Ascension. And I have also a full list of affirmations in here in this package. I will include some affirmations as well for the root and the sacral. And then the next week we'll focus on the solar plexus and your heart chakra. And then we'll go from there week by week to focus on each of the chakras individually. And each of those chakras will have a set of affirmations and some yoga poses that I will incorporate into each of these videos. But right now we're going to focus on the root and sacral chakras, and let's dive into it. Okay. So like I said, this guide focuses on the root and the sacral chakra, and they are the foundation of your energy system and the seat of your creativity. And when these chakras are balanced, you feel safe, you feel inspired and ready to claim your power. So the root is located here at the base of the spine, and it's what governs your sense of safety and your stability and your connection to Mother Earth. But then the sacral chakra is located right below the navel, and it controls your creativity, your pleasure, your emotional expression. Then we have the signs of when these are imbalanced. With the root, it can cause anxiety, insecurity, feeling ungrounded, and a sense of financial instability. And the sacral is like low pleasure, lack of emotional fulfillment, lack of joy. So I'm going to stop here because I want to dive in a little bit and give you kind of some real world expressions, examples of how these things, how I knew that my root chakra was off balance and out of whack, and how I knew that I needed to do some deep introspection to figure out, hey, what's going on here? And why is this going on? And then dissect it and jump in to see what it was that I needed to do in that moment and what my body was asking for attention on. So the first thing here, you'll note that I said my body was asking for attention on, and your body will give you those cues, those signals if you're paying attention. But like what most people want to do is when they feel discomfort, they immediately run for like the painkillers or the quick fix. And there's this quote that says, do you want to feel better or do you want to get better? And most people go for the root of, see what I did there? The root. Most people go for the root of taking the quick fix to just feel better, but not actually getting to the root. I didn't plan that one, but it is anyways. But not actually getting to the root of the issue. Right. And so when you don't listen, or when you're not able to pick up on the cues from your body signals, you're not going to be able to know that, hey, it's just your body telling you, not something's wrong. We need some service here. So my example was I was getting frequent low back pain, like really, really bad. I'll turn around so you can see. Like I was having frequent, let me get my chest. Sorry, I have my chapstick back here. So I had this really frequent low back pain here, and it didn't matter what I did. It was just constant, constant, constant. And finally I ended up going to a physical therapist, and the physical therapist did a whole bunch of activities with me, and it brought awareness to me of, hey, when I'm doing these activities, these exercises, I'm not experiencing the pain. And I kept a journal. I noted down how my body responded when I did these exercises versus how my body responded when I was inactive, right? So essentially the cue for me was, okay, there's something here happening that's connected to me doing these exercises that's bringing my body relief. And so I then started researching, okay, what is the root chakra, and what's related to this. So I got this book, and the book essentially breaks down symptom by symptom of what chakra can kind of cause certain issues or symptoms within the body. And I just did a deep dive for a long time trying to figure out what it was that was causing it. And again, I say this frequently, and it's one of my specialties and things that I'm passionate about, and that's going into inner child wound healing. If you have had something that occurred within your childhood, for example, if you didn't have a stable home foundation, like if there was always something going on in your house where you were being either moved from house to house, or you had a split home, like you had to go from parent to parent house because parents were divorced, or whatever the case may be, like it's something that disrupted the foundation of your childhood home. It also kind of sets a precedence for your root chakra development, where you have an innate acclimation to feeling unstable, to not feeling grounded, and to not feel like you're safe to relax and just be. So with me growing up in like a split home and having kind of that difficult childhood upbringing, I was always in that kind of fight or flight mode. And I always felt like I needed to be ready for kind of the rug to get jerked out from underneath me in some way, shape, or form. And I needed to be ready and on edge all the time. I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel secure. I didn't feel stable. I didn't feel grounded. And that root chakra, again, going back to your roots, it stayed with me and left that deep impression in me. So that's my personal example, a real world expression of what the root chakra imbalance was like for me. And maybe it's relatable for others as well. But then also my sacral chakra was damaged massively because, again, going back to childhood, if you ever do a thing, like you create something as a kid and you show it to your teachers, or you show it to, I'll just get to the real world example of what it was in art class, which is like the worst thing ever, as for children. When children are creating art and they're in an art class, I feel like the improper thing for teachers to say is that that's not good enough, or that's not how that should be done, or that's not art, or that, you know what I'm saying? Those kinds of things were the things that were said to me when creating art in art class, or doing a creative project. It was just constantly the pressure of being trying to get that A on a project, trying to make sure that it was perfectly done, and perfection not even real. And it kind of sets that tone for us throughout our life of, because somebody at a young age, an authority figure from a young age told us that what we were creating or our creative expression wasn't good enough, or it wasn't, that's not right, or, they in some way, shape, or form harmed our creative nature, our inner child's creativity. Again, it creates this hindrance, this block, imbalance in the sacral chakra. So these are the examples that I had and experienced throughout my lifetime dealing with the root and the sacral chakras, and how I knew that there was a block with me in those particular chakras. And right now, even now, it's a struggle for me to present the things that I have created because I don't feel like they're good enough, or because I had not felt like they were good enough. And it's a barrier that you have to push through, when you're an artist, when you're a creative type, to share your stuff with the world, especially when you've had, a repetitive occurrence of young inner child wounding around the presenting your creations to the public, or presenting your creations to authority figures, and it getting shot down. And I think that's a huge thing. And it's important to note that you do have to continue to just push through it, because in my experience, as I'm going through it right now, there's no easy way to get through this threshold that I'm punching my way through right now. It's uncomfortable and it's scary, and it feels kind of like, this is okay. Can I do this? When I put my book out, it was scary. It was daunting for me, because I was like, I hope this helps somebody. I just hope someone likes it. I had to get over the fear of people not liking it, because at the end of the day, not everybody is going to like what you create, and it's not for everybody. And that's something that, again, I'm ingesting and accepting, understanding, and being okay and at peace with knowing. And that's something that you guys will also have to go through and understand as well. So moving on past this, try to see where we left off at. Yeah. The blockages. Creative blocks, low passion, emotional detachment, lack of joy. So the healing solutions for the root chakra, we're going to do, I like this one because I do it frequently, the meditation yoga pose. The yoga pose is the child's pose for the sacral. It is essentially the this, and also the happy baby of doing this. And sometimes you can do the rock thing with it, right? I know it looks funny, but it really does help. And let me see, did I do the other one? They have the mountain pose also, but the ones that I have been frequently doing are the child's pose, the happy baby pose, and this here. I don't know if you guys can see it, of doing pelvic clocks. So sitting on a ball and doing clockwise and then counterclockwise has been really good with strengthening not only working on the root chakra and sacral chakra, but the core. It's a really good core building, stabilizing thing. Also, there's some things that you can do outside of doing the yoga poses, like walking barefoot outside. Top tier, literally top tier. It helps me feel centered. It helps me focus, re-ground. I was trying to figure out, I was like, what am I trying to say here? Re-ground, reconnect with Mother Earth. And it keeps me from feeling so flighty and all over the place. And I can tell when I have not gone outside and put my feet in the grass for some time, like I get hyped up easily. I get frustrated easily. And yeah, I'm not as connected with my body as I need to be. So that's a key thing also with doing any kind of root work, because again, you're putting your roots into the earth. So like just imagining when you put your bare feet into the ground, like if you can visualize roots coming out of your feet and connecting in with Mother Earth, that's what I do. And I feel like it's the most healing thing ever. Also, this has been something that God Source Universe has been showing me. I hope everybody can see it. It's this, essentially the tree pose, right? And they were telling me to take note how it's fine, like I'm nice and stable and secure when I have my eyes open. But as soon as I close my eyes, like now, it's shaky because I can't see. That's very much the way it is when we're going through the unknown, walking through the unknown. It's all fine and dandy when you can see and you know the plan ahead of you and you know what's coming and you know what's to be expected. But as soon as you hit the unknown, the uncharted waters, right, we're here where it's shaky. And so I like to say, I am safe, I am secure, I am stable, I am grounded. I am safe, I am secure, I am stable, I am grounded. And it's a work in progress, really. Like, it's a lot harder than you think to stand here with your eyes closed, but it does help when you repeat the affirmations. I'm safe, I am stable, I am grounded, I am secure. I am safe, I am stable, I am secure, I am grounded. And repeating on both legs, right? Again, no problem, no problem when the eyes are open. As soon as you close them, this is not as bad. I've been working, but it's also my dominant leg. But I am safe, I am secure, I am stable. See? I am safe, I am secure, I am stable, I am grounded. As soon as you close the eyes, it's like, what are you doing? Where are we at? What's happening? And this is something that occurs. So anyways, doing that is also a great way to build trust in yourself, trust in God's source universe, trust in your body to be able to maintain your stability and reconnect you with your sovereignty, your security and stability. So also some crystals that you can use are red jasper and garnet. And I have here hematite. Hematite is really great with security and grounding, and also the obsidian. Obsidian is amazing for grounding as well. What else have I been using? I say it personally that the crystal wise that I've been using. And then for the sacral chakra, some healing solutions that I wrote down were some of my favorites. My favorite thing is dancing. Now, doing any kind of dancing where you're in the flow of it and you're not judging yourself. Here's what I mean, because people will do this thing even when they're by themselves, where they'll judge how they're dancing, especially when they catch themselves like in the mood, when you really shaking your booty, when you're really in it, and then you catch yourself in the jam of it, you're like, oh, you want to look around, did somebody see me? And that's not it. But doing a lot of any kind of dancing that allows you to move your hips and be sensual. Now listen, guys, you can do it too, right? But any kind of dancing that engages the hips, right? Like you want to think you're doing belly dancing type stuff, anything that gets you moving in a very fluid form and engages the hips and engages the core area. That's the kind of stuff you want to be doing. You put your favorite jams on and just get it, right? You want to be fully committed to this dancing. You want to be fully in to the dance and not judging yourself and not being worried about how do I look? Is this stupid? Blah, blah, blah. Get out of your head, because what you need to be doing is connecting with the body. So creative activities, painting, drawing, doodling, coloring, any kind of, also pottery. Pottery is really good. Like getting your hands in some mud is really, really great for the root chakra as well. But going back to the sacral chakra, any kind of this type of thing that engages you in being creative and connects you with your inner child, and whatever it was that you liked doing that either parent, teacher, authority figure told you was not good enough, get back to doing that and love every part of it and really commit to that activity. Doing a creative activity for at least 15 to 20 minutes a day. If you can't do 15 to 20 minutes a day, at least do 5 to 10 minutes a day of dance, of play, of creating, of drawing, of coloring, something. Like if you can actually get you a coloring book and some colored pencils and actually color, Holding the wood pencils is really great for you as well. Let's see. So yoga poses, the butterfly, see if I can skip back. The butterfly pose. So you can start out here with the feet drawn as close to the crotch as you can get, and then slowly extending outward, outward, and outward, and outward until you can lower yourself down, right? As low as you can go, and holding anything that is a hip opening pose is great for the sacral chakra. And then some of the crystals that are good for it are the orange, what is this? Carnelian. So some of the carnelian crystals and any of the, there is an orange citrine that you can use as well, but it's a little bit difficult to find like at local shops. You can get them on Amazon, but it's better if you can go to a local shop to get an orange citrine so you can actually feel it and tell if it's, if it's a good one or not, because they are a little bit more difficult to find. Yeah, so those are the things that I would recommend, that I personally use for that. And then essentially I have some daily rituals for empowerment that you could potentially use. So like a morning grounding meditation, just 5 to 10 minutes. Like I said, you can either go outside and put your feet in the grass and for 5 minutes or so, and then try to do the tree pose with eyes open and eyes closed, and say I am safe, I am grounded, I am stable, I am connected. And you could do the I am creative and I allow myself to be creative. I express myself in creative ways freely. I freely express my creativity. Something of this nature. And then some journaling prompts I put, where do I feel most secure? How can I create more stability in my life? And then, yeah, like I already said, creative expression, dedicate 10 minutes daily to an activity that sparks joy. And then essentially just wrapping up with it, just talked about how your root and sacral chakras can create a strong foundation for you to be able to step into your divine authority. Like I said at the beginning, just coming full circle here. So essentially when you feel safe and creatively empowered, you're more easily able to step into your highest version and embody your divine self more effortlessly, more fluidly, and more freely without fear of judgment. And that's the goal here with all of this. And so that's where I'm going to leave this one with you guys. And I hope it was helpful. And I hope you got some bits and pieces of nuggets from it that may be able to help you. And until next time, peace, guys.